From getting tattoos of their favorite players on their butts to selling their homes to buy tickets, these fans have shown us that when it comes to football, there are no limits. Let's start off with the mega fan who got Brady's face tattooed on his butt. Well, it seems that some NFL fans just can't get enough of their favorite players. Take this Patriots fan, for example, who in 2017 decided to celebrate their team's big win in the most unconventional way possible. That's right, folks, this fan got Tom Brady's face tattooed on their butt. Now, we're not sure if this was the result of too much beer or just sheer devotion to the Patriots, but either way, it's pretty wild. According to sources, the fan waltzed into a tattoo parlor wearing a Tom Brady shirt jersey and announced that they wanted a portrait of the legendary quarterback on their butt cheek. Emily Arsenault, who worked at the shop, said, "And we were just like, okay, let's do it." And just like that, a work of art was created. We're not sure what the inspiration was behind this tattoo, but one thing's for sure, this fan is definitely committed to the Patriots. And while the fan may never see their tattoo unless they check it out in the mirror, we're pretty sure that anyone else who comes across it will be impressed or spooked.
That's good. Why don't you try to wash it off? It's not coming off! This is a real tattoo!
And while some fans like to get tattoos on their butts, others like to take their pants off just to celebrate a touchdown. Tell me something, have you ever been so pumped up about your favorite football team scoring a touchdown that you felt like stripping down to your birthday suit? Well, one Washington State Cougars fan did just that during the game against another team. As quarterback Luke Falk hurled a touchdown pass to Renard Bell, this overzealous fan couldn't contain his excitement and quickly took his pants off in the stands. Unfortunately, his display of enthusiasm wasn't well received by the other fans or the security staff, who quickly escorted him out of the stadium. If you thought that was insane, you probably haven't heard about this one fan who literally sold his home to get Super Bowl tickets. Now, we've all heard of people doing crazy things for their love of football, but this next story takes the cake. Meet our hero, a diehard Rams fan who loved his team so much that he sold his house to buy Super Bowl tickets. That's right, folks, he put his entire house on the market just to be able to watch his beloved team play in the Super Bowl. According to sources, this fan had been a Rams supporter for years and never missed a single game, so when the Rams made it to the Super Bowl in 2019, he knew that he had to be there to cheer them on. But there was just one problem. He didn't have the money to buy tickets, so what did he do? He decided to put his house up for sale and use the money to buy tickets to the big game. He wasn't the only player to go to crazy lengths for their favorite team. I mean, do you remember the guy who made an outrageous bet? Jeff Lanham, a Cincinnati Bengals season ticket holder, made a bet that ended up being quite the wild ride. He was out with his buddies at a bar having a few drinks and talking football when he made a crazy proclamation. He jokingly said that if the Bengals lost to the Arizona Cardinals the following week, he would live on the roof of the restaurant they were at. Well, guess what happened? The Bengals lost. Most people would just brush off a silly bet like that and go home, but Jeff was not most people. He was a man of his word, so he got in touch with a friend in the tree service business, and soon enough, he found himself on the roof of the restaurant. And not just for a little while, he stayed up there for 57 days. Now, sometimes all this sports passion and enthusiasm ends up in trouble for the fans. For instance, this one fan brought a taser inside the game. Hold on to your hats because I'm about to give you the lowdown on a shocking incident that happened in the past. A Dallas Cowboys fan had somehow snuck a stun gun into the MetLife Stadium on the 10th anniversary of 9/11 and had used it on a US Marine during a fight. Apparently, the fan, Leroy McKelvey, had upset the military man by refusing to stand or remove his hat during the national anthem at the New York Jets season opener. Despite the heightened security at the stadium due to the presence of former President George W. Bush, McKelvey was able to get the cell phone-sized taser inside and allegedly zapped the Marine as well as two other fans with it when a scuffle broke out at halftime. It's insane to think that something like this could happen, but unfortunately it did. But wait, before you get scared of going to the next game, it's not always so bad. Sometimes you'll get to see some super happy crazy fans, such as the chaotic man who ran onto the field to steal the ball from Brett Favre. Gregory Gall made a run for it during a crucial point in the game between the Green Bay Packers and the Cincinnati Bengals. The game was close, with Green Bay trailing 21-14 and only 28 seconds left on the clock. As Brett Favre, the Packers quarterback, prepared to make a pass from the Bengals' 28-yard line, Gall ran onto the field and grabbed the ball out of Favre's hand. The officials immediately blew the whistle and halted the play, but Gall had already made his move. He evaded the security personnel and tried to make a run for the south end zone before finally getting tackled. He was charged with resisting arrest, criminal trespass, and disorderly conduct while intoxicated. Looks like he's gonna treasure that moment with Favre forever. But wait, not all fan moments are as pleasant. I mean, there was a Buffalo Bills fan who literally set himself on fire. Part of the notorious Bills Mafia, this fan decided to take tailgating to the next level. He got a brilliant idea to slam himself through a burning table, but wait, it gets even crazier. He doused himself with flammable liquid before attempting the jump. You can probably guess what happened next. He accidentally set himself on fire and suffered severe burns. Of course, the whole thing was caught on video and went viral on social media. While some fans might have thought it was cool or impressive, we need to remember that these kind of stunts can be extremely dangerous. And while we're talking about dangerous situations, how can we forget the superfan who literally robbed several banks to go watch his favorite team? Yes, he actually robbed banks! Chiefsaholic, as this Chiefs fan calls himself, was known for dressing up as a bear and attending all of the team's games, no matter where they were playing. People loved his dedication and his willingness to spend his hard-earned money to support his beloved Chiefs. But it turns out that things weren't exactly on the up and up for this guy. According to the various media reports, he was recently arrested in Bixby, Oklahoma for robbing a bank with a weapon. Yes, you heard that right. This so-called superfan was actually a bank robber. Apparently, this guy would also rob banks before heading off to away games, and get this, he even gave hints about his illegal activities on Twitter. Now, we're all for being passionate fans, but this is taking things way too far. Speaking of taking things too far, have you seen the clip of the fan who danced at the memorial of an NFL player? This person was none other than Patrick Mahomes' younger brother, Jackson. He made headlines for all the wrong reasons when he danced on the memorial logo of the late Sean Taylor at FedEx Field, home of the Washington football team. Needless to say, fans were not happy with his disrespectful behavior, and the backlash was swift and severe. Despite being well known on TikTok, Jackson quickly learned that his fame didn't give him a free pass to do whatever he wanted. After receiving immense backlash online, he eventually came to his senses and issued a public apology on Twitter. He expressed regret for his insensitive behavior and acknowledged that the pain that he caused Taylor's family and fans. And Jackson isn't the only fan to hurt others. Some players tend to get a little out of control and even try to physically harm the players. Like the time a player threw a bottle at Quinton Jefferson. It was a classic Sunday game between the Seahawks and the Jaguars. The Seahawks were already struggling and tensions were running high on both sides. Then, in the fourth quarter, a Seahawks player named Quinton Jefferson was ejected from the game. As he was walking off the field, he was greeted with a shower of popcorn and other debris from a group of Jaguars fans. Now, normally, a player might just brush that off and keep walking, but not Jefferson. He was fired up and started yelling back at the fans. That's when things really escalated. Someone in the crowd decided to throw a bottle at Jefferson and it nearly hit him in the head. Thankfully, Jefferson didn't get hurt and he was eventually escorted off the field by security. So, which of these was the craziest in your opinion? Comment down below and let us know.